Last time on Wanderful. You can tell he's definitely letting you in.
I'll delve a little deeper.
There is a body that has been constructed into some sort of display.
You can have the rock and then let my brothers and I borrow your flying machine.
I hate that Elandi's not here for this. It's driving me crazy right now. This tree is growing through a human body.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
You both recognize this person. Recognize the body of...
Redacted. Please listen to the previous episode before this one.
First, he pulls out the Wanderphone, quietly whispers to Elandi.
Okay.
Get here now.
I hope that we can move past this. All right. I think now is as good a time as any to get this show on the road. And Elandi, you see a glass dome reaching out and covering the city above you. So, Bon and Karveth.
Yes.
You, the two of you, as well as Barnabus Quincy III and all of the robot knights under this tent, all feel a rumbling beneath your feet as he speaks into his Wanderphone. And after a long, let's say 45 seconds, the rumble comes to a stop, and Barnabus Quincy III and his robot guards all stand unfazed by this quaking, like they knew, whatever was about to happen happened.
I feel like it would make sense that Elandi would tell them, right now.
Fair.
Just
No,
Yeah. But also,
fair. Yeah. This is the moment that you are seeing this, so yes, you totally
and
could.
Also in that respect too, because all three of us have been through a rumbling that has been happening, and the shell shock sort of position that Bon and Karveth find themselves in.
Yeah, because Elandi doesn't know.
I think no fucks are given about whatever's rumbling.
Oh, yeah,
Bon's
totally.
eyes are
y'all are
locked.
desensitized at this moment. Y'all are very hyper-focused on what's happening.
Yes.
Elandi, it totally makes sense that you would say something, but I do want to remind you, before you say something, that your character did just hear they killed Dad. So your mind's in a million places right now.
Oh, I forgot that I did. Yes.
Yes.
You did say that you think Elandi kind of doesn't super respond to that.
Yeah, Elandi's not going to respond to that right now.
Yeah. Elandi is very much so focused on his mission. We are going to jump over to you in a minute, but would you chime in now?
Boys, or how do I make it sound like Wanderful? Boys.
Just give me a...
Oh yeah.
Breaker.
Boys, we've been iglooed. We're like the snow globes with he glassed the sky.
Do we have snow globes in Wander?
You gonna
Yonder?
We got at least one now.
Sand globe?
Hey, I understand.
Well, snow exists.
Probably
I know, but you have the.
Okay, that's enough. Go ahead, Bon.
I understand you're probably nervous with everything that's happening, but I'm gonna need you to speak plainly to me because I am about to go apeshit in a room full of robots.
I think that Barnabus Quincy III interrupts as you're saying that, and he says, "Oh, I think he's referring to."
God damn it.
I think that Elandi.
I put my hand on the Wanderphone. Were you fucking eavesdropping on top of everything else?
Rude.
You're saying eavesdropping like we weren't in the middle of conversation.
Hey man, when someone's
you receive this phone call,
when someone's talking on the phone, now I'm talking, and now I'm talking, and I'm going to cast Bane at 3rd level on Barnabas.
How does that work?
He's got to make a charisma saving throw.
I think you did this last episode and it failed.
It doesn't matter. I don't think. I don't think I cast
you're
Bane.
immune. I think you're. I think he's immune to Bane for a little while, if that's the case, isn't it?
Did I cast Bane?
I'm losing my fucking shit.
I think I
You
tried
do
to
everything, Adam.
I did spiritual weapon. I know for sure at 2nd level.
Yeah.
And then I did something else at 2nd level that I don't remember.
Hey, a little peek behind the curtain. We recorded that last episode a few weeks ago.
Yeah, my brain. And I was also emotionally distraught.
Bane, more so. But let's just go for it.
Yeah, sure. Then this one is going to be a higher level then, because I'm casting at a 3rd level.
Oh yeah, he super fails.
Yeah. Okay.
That doesn't that give him like
he gets
a minus to his rolls?
Yeah, he gets
in the future.
He gets an extra D4 each time. So
cool.
I think he's at 3D4 or 2D4.
Like
I think at this time. So he takes 2d4 minus his rolls for a saving throw.
Yeah, so he says, I think that Elandi was referring to, let's just come
He's just hit with, like, blotches and patches of, like, wet clouds, and they're just pouring rain onto his nice clothes.
he sees this, and, like, it kind of stops him in his tracks, and he's like...
Just a continuous pouring of rain in his clothes.
That's
specifically
enough.
Around
let's
his
go
dick
so I could show you what is. So I could show you what is going on. And
it looks like you pissed and shit yourself, Barnabas. You might want to go change. There's a lot of water coming out of your dick in your butt area.
I think Karveth at this moment is just like, he's just like defeated. Like he knows, like we're trapped in this bitch. Like
I think Bond's still hot, and he kind of turns to Karveth, seeing him like that. And he's like, What are you doing? Are you not ready to go fucking?
I hear
Why aren't we killing him? I get that we're outnumbered. We can take him with us.
So I don't remember if I said an exact number. I will remind you, you were heavily outnumbered.
Oh yeah,
there was boys outside too. I don't think Bond gives a shit, but I know there's 6 in the room.
Yes, and that's fair. No, that's totally fair. But I will also remind you that Barnabus Quincy III is very much so like tried to hold his knights back. He does not want them to harm you.
Yeah.
But he and his knights do walk out of the tent. Are y'all going to follow behind or no?
Yeah, I just put my hand on Bond's shoulder and I'm just like, look, brother, we've got to be smart about this. I can't believe that I am the one saying this because usually I'm not the one that's smart about things, but we've got to play this right. And I think our time will come, but let's just, you know when like there's that one
Bond just walks
is
off.
Just more of an acquaintance, and
Bond absolutely just walks past you.
While you are walking out, and I assume Karveth's about to follow, let me get perception checks from the two of you.
Oh boy,
would it not look any different than just the sky?
That's a 10.
Well, no. Before you even walk out.
Oh,
that's a 10.
Before we even walking? Oh god, I'm so bad at perception. That's a 3 for me.
Oh god.
Yeah. Advantage or
Bond, that is no. Bond, that is literally the exact number you needed to get.
Oh, thank God, I rolled the 6
because
plus 4.
the two of you have felt while you are very distressed, you have been feeling so many like sensations, like with the earthquakes and all of these kinds of things. You feel very like attuned to them right now. You feel a slight amount of pressure pushed down on you. And over time it starts to grow slightly stronger and stronger. But it's not like a crazy amount. You just like barely feel it.
It's like we're being air sealed in.
As you were both walking,
it's like we're being sous vide in a bubble in the sky.
So the two of you walk out, and Barnabus Quincy III is waiting out there with his knights, his guard. And he looks at the two of you. And I should say there are multiple guards between the group of you, the two groups, I should say. But he says, "Okay, I'll shoot straight with you two. I know this looks bad. This whole thing looks bad. what's going on in there? And he gestures to the sky, and that gesture brings to your attention the dome covering the city. He says, I know this looks bad, and it is. I get it. I swear I did not know your connection to that man in there, and I plan to make it up to you. I will cut the bullshit. I think I owe you that, especially considering our coming journey.
What do you mean coming journey?
As he says that, the guards all retract their weapons, and they do pull out shields, and they retract them like literally, like the weapons retract like into their arms or into their body, and they produce shields that kind of expand from their other arm.
I think I dispersed the spiritual weapon, but Bane is still raining on his crotch and butt.
Yeah.
Okay, I need you two guys to ask the question that's so obvious to ask. I'm begging.
Well, we are going to move over to Elandi before we go to do any more of that.
Okay. God, how quickly is the dome rising?
So you are flying Finn's ship. When you see this dome starting to cover the city, it is moving, I mean, at a decent speed. I mean, it's a giant dome, so it's, are you going to try to fly out of the dome and leave your brothers here?
No. I thought you said the dome like sealed before I could do anything. No, I'm talking about...
No. So you would have been able to... So like, I don't remember exactly what I said, and I'm sorry if I said something like that. That wouldn't really make sense because you were flying like in the air. It was like... He was
seeing it begin to seal.
Yeah.
Like, I will say it is closing with enough speed that you would have to make a split decision. You won't have time to, like, think about...
There's no chance I'm going to be abandoning my brothers. But the thing Elandi would think whenever this is happening is, well, one, he'd be a little just baffled by the concept, but we're in a flying city, so it's whatever. But there are ships that are outside this dome right now. How? Like...
How?
How, as in, like...
Are they getting back in?
Everything about this society is obsessed with keeping people here. So the notion that they would fly away without people is non-existent. Like, they wouldn't do... Nothing about the society indicates that they would do that. So I'm looking to try to see if there's any clear openings in the dome, or if there's some kind of like door system in this dome that's like rising. That's what he's looking for right now.
Yeah. So you are looking for that as you fly around.
Yeah. I would hope it would be near the like this area, but it might not be.
Okay. Give me a... would that be an investigation check?
I think it's investigate. It's kind of no, because I'm looking for something that I don't know exists yet, so it's perception still.
Okay, it becomes give me a perception check.
It becomes investigation when you're looking at something you already know.
Okay,
I think, or it's
that makes sense.
Different.
Or it might be.
I've been
reversed.
playing D&D for so many years, and I still fucking have trouble.
Yeah, it's hard to remember it all.
Well,
That's why I've never
like
bought
even
a single
remembering.
book. I only have them digital because that makes my brain happy. If I saw that many books in a room,
19,
I'd lose it.
19.
That's why I can never go to a library.
Okay, a few things. Okay, so from your upward vantage point, you can see that this dome is completely encapsulating the whole birth of the city. It is covering all of the other like layers and levels of the city that exist. You can see below you the what do you call it? Like the runways where you just took off with the other ships. You know for a fact there is a couple ships that are on mission right now. You
Landing
don't
zone?
Immediately where you are, you don't see any other places. Is that what you would be spending your time doing while you're up here? Like you would be like, my number one priority is to look for that?
Yes.
Well, before you answer that, let me tell you one other thing you see.
Okay.
Sorry. You notice with 19's a great roll. You far surpassed my check.
Yeah.
You notice, and it's kind of hard to tell because when you're like in a plane, for instance, it's kind of hard to tell like depth and perspective when like looking out around you, because you're just looking at the sky. Like this city is even above the clouds. So like there are some clouds up here, but far fewer. So it's kind of hard to tell, but you get the distinct feeling from what you're looking at that this city has started moving. You notice once the dome is fully closed.
Oh yeah, no, that's why I asked whenever it first cut to me was I was asking how quickly the dome is rising. The city is going up.
I thought you were saying. Okay. I thought you were saying. Okay, so the dome closes, and then the city starts moving.
How quickly is the city rising?
You can't really tell quickness because there's nothing.
Clouds.
There's not a lot near you to like gauge.
You're looking at the sky.
You were just looking at sky. I should also tell you, the city is moving upward.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, like I knew it would be going up. I know.
Yes, that's the reason I said that was yes.
Yeah.
And the audience.
It's perfectly clear. Okay, so yeah.
That whole minute and a half.
I am trying to. I'm trying to find the exit because that needs to be like I'm not going to be able to get my brothers and get out until I know which way out is.
Okay.
And right now I'm incognito, so now is the best time. To be clear, I'm doing this as fast as possible. Like, and I'm assuming the ship can go really fast. So I'm like,
yeah. So here's what I want to do.
I'm also going to be looking for other ships because that might also help me understand like where those other ships are. Like, I'm going to be just to.
Here's what I want. I don't know if this is how D&D would work this, and you can like give me an argument why it should be something else. I want you to give me an investigation check, but one that is going to, for me, determine how long it takes you to make this full investigation. If that makes sense.
Yeah. And I do think it's fair to call this an investigation because it is.
Yeah, I just need a rough, like, this is how successful you are at, like, exploring the area looking for.
And since I'm going to be doing an investigation, I want to expand my kind of. I'm not expressly just looking for, like, I'm primarily looking for an exit. Then secondarily, I'm looking for, like, other ships. But, like, also, if there's, like, an obvious weak spot or something like that, like, I'm just trying to understand this fucking dome.
Fair.
Okay. Luckily, with my investigation of +0, I rolled a 12.
Hey.
Okay, 12's not terrible.
Yeah, no, 12's not terrible. I'll take a 12.
Okay, so here's what I'll give you. You are flying around this city looking for something. Around the edges of the city, you can essentially see what is where the ground, which it isn't ground, like it's like metal,
right,
or some sort of structure like that. Basically, it's like teeth opened up and a dome came out, and it like kind of sealed itself to sealed the ground to the dome, I should say, or created some sort of seal.
Yes.
So it doesn't look like there's any particular weak point. You also cannot find what you are looking for in a entry or exit point to the outside. Should one exist, not stating into that, but just flying above the city, you are not able to find a connection point to the outside. You also do not see any of these other ships in the city. The ships are typically used for exploration of the Barren Yonder or the area around the city, I will say, from what you've learned from them.
Well, that's why, like, I expected... Yeah. Continue, sorry.
Yeah, so that's kind of what you see with all those. Most of what you see flying around in the city is like other like flying like vehicles that are used to traverse the city that are much smaller, that are less like powerful machines like the one you're in.
Okay. I am
really quick, I will say in the time it takes you to look around, you notice the sky growing very dark.
Yeah.
What do you want to do next?
So he's still trying to find an escape. As soon as he realizes that like the other ships aren't accounted for, I'm going to switch my radio. I'm assuming the ship has some kind of communication.
Yeah.
I'm going to switch it to one of the other, to like talk to one of the other pilots that are out and about.
Okay.
You can decide like how that works or whatever.
So
presumably I know how to change your radio.
That's interesting. So I'm going to say you, from reading the instruction manual and everything, you know how it is that you go about connecting to the other ships in the area. That would be something that would totally be necessary in these machines. You attempt to connect to them and you just get static on the other side. That is specifically the way this ship comm system works, you are specifically trying to connect to that ship. It's not like all comms are down. Yeah. Like,
no, that makes sense.
I don't remember exactly how many I said. I think there's 2 ships out.
Yes.
And you took
there's 2 ships out.
2 ships and you're in one of them.
Yeah.
So I think both ships are static.
And
you're not able to hear
we know
anything.
from when we came in, there's more than 4 ships total.
What was there more than 4? I think
I'm asking.
I can't remember exactly what I said. I'll have to go back and listen.
Yeah.
I believe we said there was 2 ships out and either 2 ships here or 4 ships here.
Oh no! I know.
Like that.
I know. My question was: is the hangar I left out of earlier the only hangar?
Oh, gotcha. As far as you know, yes.
Okay. And these, sorry. Presumably, a lot of this was happening while he was searching.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like he was
definitely.
coming up with plans and stuff. And at this point, not confident.
I just want to know what you're wanting to do next.
I'd like to. This will play a big role. What weapons does this bad boy have?
That's an interesting question. I think it has. That is an interesting question.
I assume it would have some kind of missile.
It definitely has
weapon.
something.
I was about to say,
it definitely
if it's a
has
surveyor, maybe not a weapon, maybe some sort of tool that.
Well,
like,
no, it's not a
definitely-
surveyor. It's a patrol thing. Like it's
Yeah,
meant.
I think it
definitely
has
to have some kind of weapon. Otherwise,
So I think it definitely has some. I think it definitely has some light guns like that shoot some sort of like bullets. It doesn't have like missiles. It doesn't like shoot like bombs or explosives. But it does have some guns because these aren't expected to have to like shoot anything. But it's there.
I think
in
some
case.
kind of like gun equivalent, like arcane blaster, some kind of.
You have
That's fair.
222s strapped to the, literally duct taped on the side of your plane.
Okay. Fuck.
Yes. So as this investigation is ending, what is in Elandi's head for I want to do this next? This is what I'm going to do.
Knowing that there doesn't seem to be a clear way out and we are running out of time, I think Elandi is going to go to grab his brothers and come in hot, like presumably. So like his plan right now, because he was trying to think ahead, he was trying to plan and stuff. All that did was cost him time. At this point, he's going and he's gonna blast anyone who's in the way and that seems like a threat, and grab his brothers as quick as he can.
So are you trying to drop down near Times Square or Town Square?
Yes.
As near as you can get. You're not looking to go back to
I'm not I'm not looking to land. I'm looking.
It's so funny you say that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
So you notice like the comms haven't been working right, like they should. You had spoken to air traffic control when you were leaving. If I remember correctly, I think that happened
Yeah.
when you were pulling off.
Yeah.
And you even have noticed...
Is air traffic control not... Did they not say anything to me? Like, were they expecting this?
About the dome?
Yeah, like,
I don't think they've said anything to you. You convinced them that you were doing something you were supposed to be.
Yeah.
I don't think they said anything to you about the dome. Take that however you might want to take that.
So presumably they were expecting this.
Or, sure, maybe.
Well, I'm saying that because
I'm saying that might be your assumption.
If I was a plane controller, I just sent out another plane, and then the fucking sky sealed, I would reach out to that plane. If I wasn't expecting it.
But some others might see that and freak out.
No, that's fair.
Anyway,
You're
I'm
good.
not trying to convince you one way or the other.
You're good.
Yeah.
I'm done.
So while you've noticed that, and some of the buttons and lights and screens start flashing some, like they're almost in a way like they're trying to maintain power. And as you start to lower, as if you are trying to go swing in and pick up your brothers, you you see the light of yonder sort of transpose into darkness, into the darkness of space, as all of the lights and screens around you go dark. And for a moment, you feel a sort of still silence. Unfortunately, though, that silence is followed shortly thereafter by your stomach being thrown into your esophagus as you feel the unmistakable feeling of falling.
Yeah.
I need... okay,
I'd be
what do you
buckled
do
in.
before I... What'd you say?
I'd be buckled in, thank you.
Okay, well, here's what I will tell you. Yes, you would be buckled in. Here's what I will tell you.
I'm still working on my driving permit.
Elandi does know from this instruction manual, or this vehicle manual, that there are I almost said jetpacks. There are parachutes and things near the side door. That is something you would know. You don't have to do that. You can just lock yourself in if you feel more comfortable with that.
It's a flying machine, and I don't know if you know this. Every flying machine that exists has safety features built in to where you can land them without power, because
except for helicopters.
Yeah. So,
and I just finished reading the manual. It's not usually an easy maneuver.
You're talking about our real life.
Yes. I would be horrified if that wasn't the case in yonder. I'd want to talk to whatever engineer.
Well, that's fair. I am telling you, this plane is crashing. So you have started coming down before it started crashing. So I would say you are a good, few hundred feet up, or maybe more than a few hundred feet. I'm trying to think. Space is so hard to judge looking upward.
He's probably 1,000 feet up.
You're probably 1,000 feet up.
Hold on, the fucking dome is 1,000 feet tall?
Probably.
1,000 feet isn't a crazy amount of height.
Yeah.
When we're talking about buildings exist under this
there's
dome.
There's literally multiple levels. This is
okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dude,
Tyler, here's what I need to know. Here's the only thing I need to know.
Yes.
Does this plane, whenever I read the manual, did this vehicle have a emergency procedure if the power goes out? Is this thing semi-controllable while it's falling?
So,
let me ask you a question. Can it, in your head, this is going to probably help. In your head, can this thing glide?
Is it all
if you just took the power, can it glide? Because that's essentially what Jeremy's asking.
We are world building, and this is
former
only
pilot
tough
here.
Because this is only tough because we're also using. You don't know the mechanisms through which this was created.
Right. No.
And I'm also trying to avoid
needless exposition.
Not even physics, but what magics exist in the world.
Right.
And
true.
I'm gonna say you. Okay, here we're at a crossroads in a couple ways. I'm gonna say really quick. One, you aren't super familiar with the machine. You would have, yes, seen the sort of emergency procedures. 2, you do know that there are parachutes.
Yes.
3, you know roughly how high up you are. You have no idea like how like safe these things are upon impact, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, you know, ahead of time,
Do we glide?
there is some amount of like there is some amount of attempt to like pull the nose up with like some sort of flappage system.
Yeah.
But it is
No, there are flaps.
There would be some sort of flaps. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Not like that. Like
there's some flaps.
Gross.
Also, you would not want to put the flaps down, but it's okay. It's whatever.
Well, I don't fucking know.
Wind.
You would very minorly. I don't know that you would be able to like, you know, launch yourself back up to like I don't think you would have the know-how, let alone you know what I mean.
I would be trying to do as controlled crash landing as I could.
Also,
Gotcha.
I would just to please get past this part. Jeremy, this is the first time that Elandi has ever flown this fucking machine. You read a book.
That's what I'm getting at too.
You read a book.
Would Elandi think I know this thing well enough to try to crash land into
Okay,
it?
no.
Or take some sort of
and I
like
get that,
evacuation?
That's
I
not
also
where
get
Elandi's head's
that your
at.
head's like in the game because you're trying to be Big Brother or whatever. You've got a lot on your shoulders.
No, yeah,
there's a
so-
lot happening.
That's actually why like I'm trying to understand exactly
Is he fighting
what
or
Elandi
flighting?
knows. It is a situation where in Elandi's head, this thing is their only chance. With the robot army and everything the whole
If you
thing-
sacrifice yourself, Bond's gonna bring you back to life and beat your fucking ass.
He's going to sacrifice himself.
No. I'm not even trying
No,
to
on purpose, but like-
of the three of you, Elandi totally would be the one to be like, if I die, I die.
Exactly, him and his fucking Western movies. Don't get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here with
No,
that
no.
shit.
So
I
Elandi-
get, and it's not even from that perspective. It's from the simple perspective of him being like, I gotta fix the ship. I gotta save the ship. Don't fuck. It's a piece of shit at this point. It's a big potato.
Okay. That is
falling.
fair. Elandi sees this ship as his only hope of saving his brothers.
You motherfucker.
All right.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's a good idea.
I'm gonna need.
I'm saying I don't.
Fair. No, okay, I'm with it.
If
You've
Elandi
made your
knows
decision.
it can happen, he's
I'm
gonna
sorry
try.
for trying to talk you out of
No,
this
you're good.
terrible decision.
No, you're good.
We're here.
Yeah.
Wanderful, ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen.
Here is a couple things that I need.
A whole lot of nothing and then a whole lot of something.
Firstly, I need some sort of check to see how successful you are at getting this thing out of like trouble and like landing this as safely as possible.
Make it a survival check.
It's a bit on the nose.
As in his chances
what even
of
would it be?
survival.
Well, it would be the tool proficiency, right? It would be using the tool. So it would just be a flat roll.
Okay, wait. I need to come up with what the DC would be for this.
Okay.
Okay. Trying to weigh all
To be
options
clear,
of
the
what's-
only reason he's doing it is because he saw in the thing that it was possible. Not that he necessarily can.
Yeah.
He's only.
You know it's possible. That doesn't mean the thing said it's easy.
No. Yes, I understand that.
I understand why you're doing this. That doesn't affect how good you are at doing it.
No, that's fair.
Okay. I've got it.
Yeah.
Don't even lie. Tell me the goddamn truth, Jeremy. Tell me the goddamn truth.
You know what it is. You know
I
what it is.
know it's a nat 20. Tell me the
No, it's
goddamn
not.
truth.
No, it's not.
Can you turn your camera downward or no?
I want to see it's a
Don't
1.
even pick up the dice. Turn the camera.
I want to see it's a 1.
That's a banana.
Can you shine a flashlight at it?
Hold on.
No, he's trying to detach the camera so he can fucking...
I don't know how to hold the fucking. Okay, hold on. Here we go.
Yeah,
you guys
dangle.
can see, and then you can confirm that I'm not like.
Careful, SpongeBob.
I can't see shit.
It's close, but I still can't fucking see. Just take a picture. Take a picture. Send it to the group chat. Take a picture.
I mean, you going through all this would be crazy if it was a 1 and you were like,
but it's such a Jeremy move.
No, trust me, it's blurry, but you could see it.
No, not that he's lying, but I swear to God,
I can barely.
For fuck's sake, it's.
I don't know how to read.
Okay,
it's fine.
We can see.
We got it.
Yeah, it's fine.
40 minutes.
We got it.
Jeremy.
Remember when we spent 35 minutes learning about a car? I do.
Okay,
Can you see it? I feel like you can see it.
Nope.
It's so blurry. I can kind of tell. I believe you, Jeremy.
I believe you, Jeremy.
God, I can't believe that just happened.
Listen, fans of the show, we don't fake rolls as far as I know. But it is, a role that's this important, gotta be checked.
Oh my God!
Like if you're faking in that 20 here, then fuck you. No, I know you're not. I'm saying like if you were, yeah.
It looks like someone's pointing a gun at you. Like POV, okay. I'm getting ready to shoot you.
Oh God.
Okay, so you rolled a nat 20, which fucking pisses me off. So you are able to
lucky son of a bitch.
Pull up on the controls to lift the nose out of a nosedive as you are falling towards the ground. And you had already changed your course towards Town Square.
Is this happening simultaneously as we're walking out of that building?
I hope so.
Not quite. We're gonna jump back to y'all.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
At some point during your scene, a fucking plane is going to crash.
We're gonna jump back to that. So you can tell from where you were, you're not gonna be crashing into Times Square or Town Square. You're gonna be close enough though that like all of them will be alerted to what's going on.
It'd be hard to miss a plane crash.
Yeah. I need you to make a dex save.
Yeah, that's fair.
To see how much damage you're gonna take here.
Yeah, that is fair.
Tyler's got to pick up a lot of dice. Tyler's got to get several.
A lot less considering he just rolled a nat.
No, I know,
20.
but still, Tyler's got to pick up many d6s.
I literally had multiple options written down for if this is what happens, if this is what happens for amounts of dice.
Can we just know how many would have been a failed go down with a shit roll?
15.
You rolled a 15?
Yes.
All right.
And importantly, he's a rogue. He has evasion. So at worst, I'm taking half damage. And if I succeed, I'm taking...
How does evasion work?
Half damage if I fail, no damage.
No. Tell me like the wording of evasion. Like, because you can't evade a plane you're in crashing.
You remember that cool time Jet Li dodged being in a car accident?
The way evasion...
he did a backflip out of his
being
front
attacked
seat.
Also.
No. There's a different thing for uncanny dodge.
That's what I'm saying. I need you to give me the wordage.
I'll look it up so I can get the exact, because I just have the abbreviated version.
I got you. I'll keep doing it.
I'm only being this much of a stickler because this matters.
No, I agree.
Dodge out of the way of certain attacks, such as...
Hold on, is that the monk? I think the wording is different between monk and rogue. I think...
It just says evasion, but I can...
I'm not 100% sure if they are, but yeah. I'd rather be certain because I do know both classes have
personally, unless the wording is crazy specific, I don't see how you can evade a plane crash you're
evasion is more like evading harm. So like examples are like if a fireball goes off, you're not getting outside of the fireball, but maybe you're like covering yourself with a rock or something like that.
Don't you remember when Mike Tyson ducked out of the way of that car accident he was in while he was driving? He bobbed and weaved out of the front seat.
He could do something where like he grips the seatbelt to like brace his body more effectively.
He ducks under the cabin and gets crushed like a pancake when
beginning at 7th level, you can nimbly dodge out of the way of certain area effects such as an ancient red dragon's fiery breath or an ice storm spell. When you're subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dex saving throw to take only half damage, you instead take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw and only half damage if you fail. So if it's an area of effect, I assume a car crash
I
is.
wouldn't
But
say the.
I wouldn't say that it is
Okay.
because it did say to evade. Like, what was the first sentence? It said like
you can nimbly dodge out of the way of certain area
you can't
effects.
dodge out of the way of a plane
I
crash when you're
cast
in the plane.
4-car pilot.
You know what I mean?
No, that's fair. It's fine. I'll take it. Whatever it is, I deserve it.
But you rolled good. What did you roll? 15?
Yes.
I had to go get.
Well, I rolled a
Matt,
9, but I have plus
yes.
6.
Yes. Matt, since you asked, the worst that could have happened here in this scenario would have been 10d6.
Oh my god.
The worst that could have happened in the worst case scenario, if Jeremy had been a big dum-dum,
Just fully dead.
would have been 15d6.
Oh my god.
What would have that been if I just jumped out of the fucking plane with no parachute?
No, it would have been... What I had essentially planned is if you were like at the highest point you could have gotten trying to observe as much as you could, and like you were like, and you like completely failed your checks to try to save anything. At that point, then like that might not have killed you,
right?
But it would have been damn close.
Yeah.
Fall damage in D&D is brutal, though.
Yeah.
I just rolled 15d6.
Let's hear this
D&D
beautiful
Beyond.
bad boys.
I also did earlier when I was writing this just to make sure, like, is that an unfair amount of damage? I wasn't sure.
Seems like it.
Jeremy, what's your max again? Just so I can.
No, I refuse to tell you because I want you to kill me.
No.
Sorry about
I'm
the
definitely
loud
not
dice.
killing you. This is more. This is less than your old. I was just curious.
I need to know.
You are taking 22 points of damage.
That's fine. I'm not even.
Yeah, that's not a crazy amount. I mean, it's a lot, but it's not like a crazy amount.
Also, my max is.
What
52.
are you talking about? It's not a crazy amount. I would have been 10 health away from death on 15.
How?
15d6.
Y'all are level 7 now.
Yeah.
Whenever y'all last texted me.
I have 45 health.
I have 52 health.
I also have 52 health. So now I have 32 health.
Anyway, okay.
D&D is a fun game.
Yeah, right. We're going to jump back to Bon and Karveth. So basically, where we just were, Barnabus Quincy III, he said he's going to cut the bullshit. He'll tell you all the truth about everything, especially considering the journey ahead.
I think Bon's not saying a goddamn word. He's just
That's fine.
staring daggers and visibly shaking.
Actually, that's a good point. I think Karveth's just gonna let him talk.
Yeah, I don't
Karveth's
think I
just
have
gonna
anything.
just stare at him. Just like
I think he might recognize, like there might be subtle recognition of the dome and everything happening around him a little bit, but for the most part, all eyes on Barnabas. Finally, he gets what he wants.
Karveth has the face of that dog sitting in the fire. This is fine meme.
And Bon has the face of that episode of Attack on Titan towards the last season. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't, but
The
he
guy
does.
staring at fucking Armin.
So Barnabas looks at you as you both are mean mugging him, mad dogging him, if you will.
Yeah, I'm growling.
He says, I'm a little unsure how to interpret this.
Just say whatever you're going to be saying.
Okay, so I don't know.
Today.
You know what? Let us leave this unfortunate place.
You said let us
You
leave.
three, and he points at he says you three, and he points at two of his robot knights. He says, "Take this piece down. It was a mistake, and for that I am so sorry. Let the three of us go elsewhere and
please,
to talk in private.
No.
I grow tired of the lies."
I think Bon breaks down in that moment.
Yeah.
Don't
crying.
Don't fully crying. Don't do anything with his body.
What would you like for me to do? I cannot stress enough. This is a horrible misunderstanding. I would not have done this had I known this connection. This is super uncomfortable. I feel... One of you bring him a tissue. One of you... And he signals to one of his knights to.
I'm definitely
and one
slapping
of his
it directly out of his hand.
One of his knights comes up holding tissues in both hands, and you slap them both out of his hands. And the robot looks over at Barnabas as if like, should I fight back? And Barnabas is like, no, it's okay. Leave him alone.
I appreciate the levity because, like, man.
I am so sorry, Bon.
This is the funniest, saddest thing I've ever
Yes, I have to make it funny, and I'm, like, giggling because, like, dad stuff, man. It gets me.
What is it that the two of you, or the three of you, would prefer? Should I leave it up, and whenever we find Elandi, we can take care of, or the three of you can take care of this? Karveth puts his hand up. Okay.
You've talked quite enough.
Please, whatever it is you need to say it and leave us some time.
Give us this night. We will take care of this.
Yes.
Let us grieve how we... I don't even know what the fuck we're going to do. Just give us...
You're a fucking monster, and that's coming from someone who's killed many people. You're a fucking shitty person, Barney. You're not good.
He kind of grimaces, but he kind of pulls it back as he's like, in his mind, he's like, I understand these words. He says, he looks at you. He says, I know the three of you are upset.
Don't give me. And you keep saying you're cutting the bullshit, and you keep shoveling it on.
That's just my face. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's a family thing. I can't help it. I am being so genuine and saying I am sorry. How about this? I will give you the night. The three of you decompress. Tomorrow, I promise. I give you my word. I will tell you the truth of what's gone on. I will tell you whatever you want to know. I'll tell you your mother's name.
No fluffy language anymore.
No.
Plain.
None of it. I will tell you whatever you want to know in the morning, if that's what you need.
And he just starts crying again. He doesn't say anything.
Would either of you want to roll an insight check, or would you both be too distracted?
No, I'll go ahead and give it a go.
Yeah, Bond's out. I think I'm if you're like consoling me at all, you could get a little guidance, but I'm also crying.
You're gone. I get it. 19, I think. Yes. 19.
As far as you can tell, he is being genuine when he says, "Tomorrow I will tell you the truth." Now that, from what you can tell, he is being like, "Okay, cat's out of the bag. Shit's kind of hitting the fan. If the truth is what you need, I will give it to you." But you said you want till tomorrow, so he's like, okay, that's fine. It is at this point, as a plane crashes just a few blocks over, so the plane manages to crash on a street and onto a roadway. The wings do break through some of the buildings as it's coming down.
Did you kill
anyone? This plane slams into the ground and starts sliding along the street towards Town Square, landing just a block shy of Town Square.
So
I think that definitely,
Tyler, you're gonna be so
Barnabas
mad.
and all of his knights like shoot up to attention,
right,
and turn around and see this, and Barnabas makes a hand signal, and a handful of his knights run over to the plane to see what's happening.
Did he turn his back on us?
He turned his head, yeah.
As soon as his attention is turned to the crash, I'd like to contest a dexterity for a grapple.
You're gonna have to push through, like.
Oh, he's in between.
Yeah,
Okay, I thought he was.
Knights were in between you.
Oh, I thought he was. I thought he had stepped out to talk to us.
Oh no! Sorry, I had said that a couple knights separated the two groups or the two of you.
Okay.
Bon, let's. Karveth's so fucking pissed right now. Bon, let's just go.
But Karveth does know he was being genuine when he said he would answer your questions.
Yes.
I just kind of look up.
Let's just go check on our goddamn brother.
I was just about to say. I look up at you.
You don't know.
No, I would know.
I'm assuming that.
No, you do.
I would know. Bond specifically.
You told each other your plans. Yes, you do. So you do assume that that's your brother.
That's what I was about to say. I would look up at Karveth as I hear that crash happening and just be like,
"Let's fucking
this
go.
Day."
Are you not freaked out? Like
no,
you seem
absolutely.
very like,
not
like Karveth's like,
yes.
No, not
let's
the.
go check on.
But
him.
I'm just like, are we?
No,
are we
not like that.
Me?
Like literally, Karveth's just
with
like this day cannot get.
It can't
worse.
exactly.
Like,
no, I understood. I understood for sure. But this fucking and I just take off.
Yeah.
Immediately to the ship.
Elandi. So the ship has crashed through the window. You can see, let's say, 5 knights approach the ship. A little further ahead, you can see a group of knights and Barnabas and your 2 brothers. Essentially all of them start to walk towards the ship.
Yeah.
None of them have like weapons drawn at you or anything. The knights have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Your brothers definitely do. What are you doing?
I think at this point Elandi's in full panic mode. I don't he wants to solve this and he doesn't know how. He wants to get him and his brothers out of this situation, and he doesn't know how. I think he's going to try to, if there is a way to seal the ship or like lock the ship down quickly, I think he's going to crawl out of the whatever remnants of the seatbelts that still exist.
Okay.
And try to seal the ship to buy himself time.
Yeah, you can do that.
I don't think he could actually like come up. Like, so he's just gonna, as soon as he sees all the robots like approaching, I think he's just gonna.
Well, we have not made it there before them.
I mean,
no. Barnabas had sent a few like
Oh.
immediately. And that's when he turned his head and
I think you're gonna hear very quietly on the Wanderphones. He's just gonna be sitting almost like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to save us. What should I do?
Karveth's just gonna grab the Wanderphone and Elandi, there's something you need to see. We've got more important things right now. We've got to take care of some business first. We can't worry about us. We just come out and we've got 12 hours to just reset. I know how much weight you carry.
As soon as I leave this plane, I have failed. As soon as I leave this plane, our escape has failed.
Elandi.
As soon as I leave this plane, our vengeance for our dead father has failed. I can't leave this plane.
Elandi. We need you. Dad needs you. Please. I know. Just open the door.
There's gonna be a long pause. And then the door is gonna click open, and Elandi's gonna be holding one of his fucked up sides, or one of the gashes from it, and he's just gonna stumble out.
I'm just pushing past whoever is in the way because I was running the whole time, and I just give him a big hug, and I cast Cure Wounds on him at second level. I'm sorry.
And Elandi's just gonna cry.
Barnabas waves his knights off out of the way for the three of you.
You get 12 hit points.
Karveth, but before he goes to his brothers, he's going to stop by Barnabas. Obviously not next to him, because I'm assuming I can't get anywhere near him.
Yeah.
Barnabas, just... We'll see you tomorrow. Give us some space.
All right.
You have my word.
And he looks at his men and he kind of like nods his head like, let's give him some space.
Do they fully leave, or do they just back up like 20 feet? Because I'm gonna be pissed.
No. They leave town square.
That would be a very Barnabas thing.
A few of them obviously stay to try to
like
clean up the wreckage.
Yeah.
But like Barney and a bunch of his like immediate guard leave. So, Barnabas Quincy III and his knights give the three of you some space. And Bon and Karveth, you lead Elandi into this tent.
Yeah, I pump another Cure Wounds at first level into him as we're walking in. I'm just holding his hand, like I'm full like back in little kid Bon mode, holding Elandi's hand and just being like, "You got this." Because I'm in the same boat as him. Like I'm fully like, I don't know what we're supposed to do.
Yeah,
this isn't how things were supposed to shake up, and Big Brother will figure it out. And that Cure Wounds is... Oh, you get 11.
Nice. That is full health for me. Thank you.
Hey.
I will say as far as Elandi, he probably looks very similarly to how he
My
did.
mime makeup is a mess because he's just been crying.
Oh my God,
no.
Wait, are you wearing my makeup?
Yes,
we snuck into the thing before everything went down. You were like, bro, you shouldn't have dressed like a mime. So like,
I totally forgot about that.
I think it's just like smeared black and white down his face.
I
refer to my drawing of a mime from months ago if you want to see what that looks like.
I imagine Elandi is just how like Bon has kind of fallen into his old like younger brother. I think he is like fallen into back when he was 11 and the parents disappeared and stuff, where he's like holding his hand, like walking, like trying to act like he has a purpose, but really he's just glassy eyed still, like he just, yeah. Like all his normal machismo and all that stuff is gone. He is trying to hold onto a facade that has long fallen away.
I think if we're walking back towards the tent, Bon kind of stops. And he's like, I won't lie to you. It's pretty bad. But now that we're together, and he grabs your hand, Karveth, too, and he's now holding both of your hands. We can say goodbye.
Elandi doesn't even say anything. He's just looking at his brother as he's talking, and as soon as he grabs his hand, he looks over at Karveth, and he walks in stride with his brother into the tent.
Yeah, I kind of lead him back in.
Well, you walk in and you see the same sight.
Normally, Elandi would try to play it off, but I don't think he can this time.
Yeah, I mean, well, fair.
I think
if ever there was a time,
I think normally he would have like hesitated and then kept walking forward. But I think as soon as he comes in and sees it, he stops. Like he stops being able to move his legs. He's just frozen.
I think Bon kind of looks to Karveth for a second, and he's like, "Do you help me break the tree?"
Of course.
And I kind of give him one of my maces.
He as soon as he sees his younger brothers trying to, he like recovers a little bit, because as horrified and as broken as he is, the notion of his brothers having to touch their father's dead body, that's unacceptable. He can't let that happen.
We gotta get him off of there.
No, we don't. We're going to say our goodbyes, and then I'm going to set the tree and our father on fire. And
I think he just nods and starts crying again.
Above table. Way better idea.
No, 100%. I didn't know how to go about it. Thank you for the levity. Like, legitimately, though, I was looking through all my spells. Like, I was like, I can only do fog. I can cover him in fog. And
I was like, I have a quarterstaff. I have a stick. I'm gonna try to chop down this tree with a stick.
If we bash the fucking tree off, we can fucking lift his body up and bury it. we
bash him, you stupid nerd.
Get him.
I think Karveth, just unless you want to get into the details of this, I think it's fine to leave it at the three of you. Or Elandi, did you want to take the honors of this? Or do you want to do it together?
Kyle, do you have anything for fire specifically or no?
He wouldn't. He doesn't want his brothers to touch it.
No.
Yeah, so you would try to stop them.
Elandi would try to stop.
Yeah.
If you've ever had to deal with like dead bodies in any kind of thing in real life, it's a fucking mortifying. It's a mortifying, like, rigor mortis fucks you up.
Yes. I know.
And he doesn't want there to be any chance of that. So his plan is to summon 2 fire swords and then like use his charges on both simultaneously and like stab the base of the tree. And I can like roll it, but it would be like a lot of D6 of fire damage to like set the tree on fire.
We'll say Elandi, you step forward with your 2 brothers behind you, the 3 of you in mourning. You draw your 2 elemental daggers, and they go alight on fire, and you jab both of them into the base of this tree. As the tree begins to catch fire, giving Dren, your father, a sort of warrior's funeral.
What was the nursery rhyme Mom used to play for us? The lullaby. Do you know it?
I think he just kind of like, with the sleeve of his little mime costume, wipes a majority of the makeup away and kind of reaches behind his back and pulls the sitar off and kind of sits crisscross in front of the fire. And he kind of pats the ground next to him for each of you to sit.
Karveth will come down next to you, and he'll pull out his dulcimer.
He just kind of like looks at you in like a knowing kind of like, not smiling, but like, you know what I mean? He just
the recognition.
Like, the recognition. Yes, recognition, exactly. Yeah. As he begins to play, and he's kind of like, I mean, if you guys remember Dad's lyrics. And he starts to play along to the nursery rhyme.
the three of you make your way back to the apartment building you're staying in. You make your way back to the room. You've made your home away from home in this city, and there is a note on your door that says, "Whenever you're ready, I'll meet you in the library, and I'll tell you the truth." Signed, BQ3.
God damn it.
Yeah, I definitely ball it up and throw it on the ground. Immediately in the shower first, like little kid trying to hog the bathroom first.
Is it the next morning or is it night?
So we can jump to the next. We can jump to the next morning.
Alandi would have passed out.
A three-brother shower.
Yeah, well, I figure the three of you are exhausted.
I don't know that I want to sleep in my makeup. I think Bon is a little more.
Well, you can shower. That's great.
You can shower. I'm saying Alandi would have just like stumbled.
It's a little
into
reflection
the room
time, you know. He just
onto the bed.
funeral pyred his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Karveth would have stayed in the living room that night. Actually, I think Karveth would have suggested that they all stay in the same room. And while Bon was in the shower, I think Karveth would have just. Is there like a window or something like in the
to the outside?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope this isn't prison.
I mean,
we're in a box.
We are in prison right now. So.
No, we're fully in a fly. We're in space prison. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. And Karveth's just gonna stare out the window and meditate for a good, probably longer than he needs to be up. And then
for sure,
I think there's a big bathroom cry. I think Bon comes out with the towel around his head, and he's just like trying to put on airs, and immediately just passes out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The next morning, the three of you wake up.
It's quiet.
I don't imagine the three of you got great sleep.
No, yeah.
It's silent in this room. I don't think the three of you got great sleep. It feels like you got hit by a train yesterday. Yeah. One of you quite literally almost got hit by a train yesterday.
Or a plane or an automobile.
Crashed the train.
Yeah. Karveth.
Yeah.
You are the one who knows that Barnabus was being genuine when he said he was going to finally tell you all the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So Bon was clearly upset and threw away that note.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it. I did it after.
Is Karveth like insistent that the three of you go do that?
Well, let's. You want to role play it real quick?
No, that's great.
Okay.
Let's role play it. Okay, definitely.
Bon is morning drinking.
Yeah. Karveth is gonna.
That's fair.
Like ask for a sip because obviously
it's mimosas. Bon did not make a little bit. He made a pitcher, and there isn't.
It's like when all of it's champagne except for the one little
the
drop
alchemy
of
jug.
juice.
The alchemy jug is full of mimosa.
Yes.
That's it,
dude. I love it.
It's just a gallon of
and
mimosa.
He just kind of like
0.7% champagne.
He is fully purposefully scraping that bitch across the floor into the living room, sloshing it, like fucking up this apartment. And
it's basically just a jug with 3 X's on it.
Exactly. He
painted
into the top a little bit.
Yeah.
But no,
all right, Karveth.
So obviously, you know, a lot happened yesterday. I can only imagine, you know.
I can only imagine
how you guys are feeling
when that day comes.
I know.
Myself.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
I know.
We need a little levity.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to keep the tears back. You know?
I know, you know, I don't know what you guys want to do. I think Barnabus was being 100% sincere when he said he was going to tell the truth. I don't like him any more than you guys. I can't stress that enough. What he's done is unforgivable, but I do believe he can provide answers. So I'm
mean,
going
no
to be
shit.
going
not,
to the.
Not to be. I'm sorry.
Look, I know.
Maybe it's the mimosas talking.
No, it's the anger.
Maybe
but
it's,
okay.
everything from yesterday.
It's probably
he could fully have an itinerized, cool list laminated in a binder, ready for us to read without having to say a single word to us because he knew it from the beginning.
I know. Look.
And now, if you look out that window over there, I know our bodies know it's morning. It's space.
Are we in space, actually? That's a good point.
We're in space.
You are in space.
Oh,
We're
Jesus
in
Christ.
space. I don't know if you guys have noticed.
Yeah. Jeremy called that shot
Yeah.
literally.
The deck.
I was like, I'm going to tell him he's wrong, but then he's right.
The proverbial deck has been not even stacked against us. The table has been upturned, and we are on our ass playing 52 pickup right now.
And I think that is kind of that kind of plays into why Karveth was able to I feel like Karveth was able to feel that the way Barnabas was kind of portraying it was like at this point
and he's got
what's the point?
He's got us right where he wants us. So now it's like what and quite frankly, I'm not saying we give up.
Any convincing whatsoever to tell me that this guy
is
a massive and also tiny piece of shit at the same time.
The worst human being. Awful. Terrible.
Definitely.
I haven't met many humans, but he's one of the worst. Not really looking good for them. Point is, sure, we can go talk to him and learn about our history and our mothers who he definitely killed and our father who he definitely killed and all this other bullshit from him. I want to know why we're in space and how we get control of this city.
Well, I can take care of the first part.
Yeah,
I'm not asking you guys to go. I am simply saying.
What are we going to do? Sit around the house and get even more drunk? I mean,
if you want to go find out perhaps what...
Bond's definitely raising his hand at that idea of getting drunk and staying home.
Look, I've been there quite literally. Actually, currently also getting drunk.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you have this...
Drunk. I mean...
So we talk to him, we find out the whole shebang. Still in space.
Yes.
Still
but we have more information.
To do.
Something. It's better than doing nothing. Elandi, you've been
and he just takes a
quiet.
Swig and kind of sits back into the couch.
What are your thoughts?
Sinking into the couch.
So while they were talking and everything, Elandi, as soon as he wakes up, he does not have any. He does not have any mimosa because he has a lot of things he has to do today, and he needs to be sober for them. First thing he's going to do is look to the map, not because he thinks it'll actually help, but for Elandi, the map represents his mom, and so has the map changed since we got to the desert?
No. Question: does the map look smaller now?
Zooming out like Google Earth.
The map is as if frozen in the last state it was in.
Yeah, gotcha. That's fair. He's looking at it. He's not really he's analyzing it, but not really absorbing any detail.
Yeah,
it's just at this point.
I don't know. I'm gonna be real here. I don't know that I can see beyond my blinding hatred for him and wanting him to not be in control anymore and to give the city back to the people or whatever once we get the fuck out of here, for sure. But
I think if
I feel demoralized.
Are we gonna split up again?
I don't know that I want to split up. Kyle saying,
yeah. Let's not do that.
Just I am truly demoralized. It's like he's got pocket aces or something. If that were a thing I knew about.
I don't know what that means,
poker.
but
I just realized it's like he's got a trick up his sleeve.
He's got pocket
it's like,
gooses.
Yeah.
Also, they call it pocket rockets.
Pocket rockets. Yeah.
He's got. Oh boy. Anyway, it's like he expected to see us eventually and had all this sort of planned for the second we got here. Doesn't it seem that way?
I mean,
so how is it that how do we see his playbook? How do we look into his hand?
I mean, I could just go ask him what the fuck is going on. I mean,
you know what? What? It's a Karveth quest today. Bond's taking a back seat.
It's a Karveth episode.
and Bond just slams his mimosa and scoops another one. You know what?
Look.
I'm with... no, you don't have to sell me anymore. Bond is with you. You have my vote in whatever it is you wish to do. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Finn was getting pretty drunk last night, right?
Oh, she was pretty drunk.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, she was super drunk.
She was super drunk before we left, and she was still drinking.
Yeah.
Probably
yes,
over.
but well, she did have someone watching over her. So like,
probably
yes.
But yeah.
But I'm saying there's a good chance she was blackout drunk.
Fair.
100%.
So, also, do we know where Finn lives? I feel like we might.
I don't think
you do not.
I don't think we do.
We don't.
We just know about.
You just
the bar.
know that she frequents the bar, and you also have.
Oh wait,
not a lot, but you have some reason to believe that her job security just kind of fell through the floor.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Out of curiosity, do these ID cards happen to have a residence? It's not uncommon.
Oh, interesting.
Because like driver's license do.
Yeah, but it's like a job ID.
Yeah. It's like like it could get you into work.
Yeah, not really, but I'd be willing to bet you could creatively find a way to use that to find her.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
It specifically won't tell you where she is.
Perfect. Here's what I can do.
Try putting that ID card next to the Wander phone and
random
and calling a random number.
Here's what I can do, right?
Bon is sassy today.
Something that's been established, at least from my memory, but you can correct me if I'm wrong, Tyler. They have little robots that are kind of out and about, and you can ask them questions, because we did that whenever we first got here.
I think those were specifically for you.
But
robots
you know what? I would say that given the way the president has been acting, he did still leave one for you. He did not have it right next to your door so that you would feel more comfortable, but you can still find one. Yes.
Oh, Peepus.
We need to go.
Peepus droid.
Yeah, we need to go.
Little man.
Talk to Finn.
Little robot man.
Elandi's
we go find the little robot man.
Yeah, Elandi's gonna walk up. Presumably, his brothers are coming too.
Yes.
With the card and be like, a lot happened last night, and you are a robot. I don't know why I'm giving you so many unnecessary details. I found this. Where's the owner live? Finn?
Oh, I can return that.
No, I found it. I need to do it in person. It's a matter of honor.
You have to.
If I give it to you and Finn never gets it, that's my fault now. And now Finn is going to blame me, and she deserved to.
Roll a persuasion check. And I will say ahead of time,
Guidance.
Kind of a high DC because that's like this thing's job.
No, that's fair.
I give him a very mimosa'd kiss on the cheek as I give him guidance.
A little like mimosa, like heart.
Yeah, it's just like a stain of orange juice. On his
is it a D4? What is guidance?
What'd you say? Yeah, it's a D4.
D4, yeah.
All right. I don't remember what my plus is, but it better be pretty fucking high. It's not that high.
I believe in you. Oh no!
Actually, can I assist with my Jedi mind trick that I definitely don't remember what that does? But I feel like that could come.
Jedi mind trick lets you cast charm person.
Ooh.
So like, but if you fail,
they know you tried the Jedi mind trick. Though.
But would that make it better though? I don't know.
Yes.
What did Jeremy roll?
Yeah, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 9 total.
Gotta charm him. Gotta charm him.
No, he's like, no, this is like my job. If you give it to me, I will return it to whose is it? Like they haven't seen it yet. Like, whose ID did you find?
Do you want to rat them out?
It is of no concern to you. We just want to know where to bring this, and I'll cast charm person, I guess. That I definitely...
what is it again? Is it an intelligence or wisdom?
I got it. Don't worry, because I also have charm person just as a.
I think it's a wisdom save. I thought it was normally a wisdom save.
It is I believe it is a wisdom save.
I wonder. Do I have a spell? DC?
They super saved.
Did they really?
Nice.
I mean, they got a 16. Your spell DC is not 16.
Yeah.
I don't.
Because you're not really a caster.
Yeah, I don't even know what that would be.
It would be your wisdom modifier plus.
They kind of like
Elandi
shake their head and look at you, and then back to Elandi. Give me the ID.
He hands it.
I'm gonna stop him right there. I'm gonna stop him right there, and I'm gonna cast command.
What does that do? No, I know what it does. How does it work?
As he's about to do that, I speak one word, a one-word command, and a creature that I see within range must succeed a wisdom saving throw against my spell DC.
That probably doesn't save. What's the DC?
My DC is a 15.
Oh, it super doesn't save. That's a 12.
Then what as he's about to like give me the ID, like kind of getting real forceful with this, I'm gonna be like, flee.
It does.
And he takes off running as far away from us as he can.
It does.
All right, we've got to go do the thing where we talk to Barney immediately. We got to figure out how to find that ID's owner later. We got to not be here when he realizes that he doesn't have to flee anymore.
Jeremy, I will say that idea might work. I don't know if the robot guards are like the best.
Yeah.
Not trying to like influence your decisions.
No.
But like
I knew they had like a hive mind thing.
No, what we should do is go back to the barn, the underground bar, before we go to Barney, and see if we can talk to the bartender and be like, hey, Finn dropped this. Do you know where she lives so we can drop it off? Bada boom, bada bing.
Is a better plan than my plan. I'm gonna be honest.
They are not open yet. Good idea though. You get there and they are not open. Damn. But good idea.
Well,
hold on to that. Maybe
it's closed, but like
would the bartender not be in at the moment?
To clean up and like.
No, I know, but that's like maybe like 2 or 3 hours.
It's morning time.
If they open at 5, he's at the earliest. He's going to be there at like 2. Yeah. So good idea.
He's going to take the card and put it in the secret pocket.
We're far away from the thing now, so the guy doesn't have to worry about us. Point blank is
love the idea.
What's the name
Super
of
not open?
I'm stricken with so much grief and anger. What's the name of Finn's friend?
Tor,
that's the one. What if we find out? Well, we don't know where he lives. He's one of the workers though on the site.
We have less information on Tor.
You know less about Tor.
No, but he does work on the site that we did torch.
Wait. Sorry, let me pull up my binder really quick.
Because I deep dived into his mind about it.
Well, one of them was, and the other one was Tor. Sorry.
No, I swear to God it was Tor, because that's the one I mind melded with.
Yes, but her DD was not the same person who was the... I'm trying to find the paper really
But Tor
quick.
knows Finn, yeah?
Well, yeah, Tor definitely does.
Would I be able to presume that he could tell us?
Tor knows Finn, but that doesn't necessarily mean like they're friends.
Okay.
Tor was the construction... Tor was the construction worker, and then Owen was Finn's DD.
Gotcha.
And friend.
I don't even know. Was he dressed in a specific uniform like Finn or like the...
No, he was not.
He was just a guy?
Yeah.
He's just a guy.
Damn. Well, I think we
So what are we doing right now?
I was about to say, I think we hold on to the ID then. Great ideas. There's nothing we can do now. We don't know where their prison is, if they took her in for misuse of property, whatever, on your behalf. You know, anything like that. So I say we get back on the train to talk to Shitbag for now. Yeah. And maybe along the way he's going to go back to that site and be like, robots, do the thing. Oh, they burned it. What?
Only, this is very important to me because I know I've been resisting their urge all day. Mm-hmm. I need you both to promise me that we're not going to kill him yet.
No.
And I emphasize yet.
Trust me. Karveth already took me out of that dark path. I as much as I'm right there with you, and every fiber of my being when I see him gives me the Studio Ghibli shivers, and I want to immediately pounce on him like a wild animal and eat his face like a chimp. But we can't, not yet. We've got to find an upper hand. And I think maybe this ID might be another key. Whether or not we go into a prison of some kind, if she got arrested for the crime you did on her behalf, or we find out where she is and there's like actually a secret underground organization that no one really wanted to talk about because old boy's a shitbag. But now that they're in space, the cat's out of the bag, you know. They're like, fuck it. We got to kind of activate Operation Fuck This Guy Up so we can get out of here too. Because I'm very doubtful that every single citizen here knew they were going to space. I'll say it. I don't think everyone here knew they were going to space.
There's some pilots
That's
still on yonder.
I have a question. I have a question.
Go ahead, Matt. A good question to ask that I forgot to mention.
What is...
Yeah, is there pandemonium?
What's the vibe?
I didn't even think about that. We're so tunnel.
I literally hadn't once even thought to mention
To be fair, though, Bon is hella drunk.
Fair.
Have we left our house yet?
Well, yeah, you left the house.
Oh, okay.
I said that the guard
right.
was not. Let's say the guard was in the lobby of the
I thought he was in the lobby.
We were outside of the bar.
So we are walking around town. I don't think we made it all the way to the bar because we knew it wouldn't be open.
Yeah, that's
we're
fine.
Headed to the office,
we're leaving the lobby after he ran off.
So
cut back to he was running away from the flea thing.
You step outside and you see the robot knights all over town, not like covering the streets or anything, but like they're there like
peacekeepers,
consoling. Not even peacekeepers.
Oh.
Like people are surrounding these knights, like with like freaking out, asking questions, like what's going on, and these people are here to try to calm down the people. Peacekeepers in like almost like the real sense, not like our real world sense.
Yeah. Can I hear what they're saying? Like, what's the explanations that they're giving?
Oh, they are not explaining. They are just trying to calm down. They're being like, don't worry, everything's okay. We're like, they're not
we
like
have
very
everything
politician.
we need
Like they're
on our
not
spacecraft.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Gotta hate politicians.
So Elandi is going to turn to his brothers while they're walking, getting on the train and all that, and he's gonna be like, okay, I've been thinking about this all morning. With all this chaos, there's no way they figured out how I got the ship yet. So there's a good chance that Finn's card still works right now. But it's probably not going to work later today. So we need to go to the government office and make ourselves some cards using the access of this one.
Massive brain. Cranium.
Do either of you boys know how to hell do that?
I'm going to
you're
be
the
honest,
only one
I don't know how to do anything.
I'd say you're the best bet. You're the only one who's actually been into a facility owned by Barney Incorporated. The ship, I didn't really look at it on account of I thought you were dying and everything was sad and scary. Did the ship have a big Barney face on it? I feel like he's the type of guy to have ships with big Barney heads.
No, it didn't have like a Barney head or anything. It did have like his initials, like like a made on behalf of kind of thing.
And like on the headrests of like the chairs.
Yeah, like it had his initials in a lot of places. But honestly, subtle for him.
True. You would think it would be all like gold and platinum buttons and all this, but it's actually quite like utilitarian.
Yeah.
I feel like if this place did have currency on it, it would say, "In Barney we trust."
Barney bucks, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They would
I think it says that on the bottom of the Barney bucks. Let me look.
Oh,
it does. It does. Look,
it also says that. Have you guys eaten any of the little yogurts in the hotel room at the bottom? When you scrape all the way at the bottom, it's just his face, and it says that same thing around it.
Oh no, I haven't eaten. I haven't
like Barney
seen that.
brand. It's like Barney's fruit at the bottom yogurt
worst.
or something like that.
So what are we doing?
Would any three of us have seen where these fucking cards are made?
Probably
We've been to a lot of different office places.
Yep, but no.
Okay. Then I guess we go to the government building. And we can look at the... Go ahead.
I have an idea. Brothers, I have an idea, right? You know the place that we basically got onboarded as like guests, or whatever? That area is my best thought for something like that actually existing for like actual citizens. It's like we went through the DMV, but we're not citizens. We're just like
no, I agree. I think that's our best bet too. Isn't that also where like the library and Barney's office is?
Well,
like, isn't it all just one big?
All that's in town square.
Yeah, it's in that town square. Exactly. It's like a weird like
it's somewhere
strip mall
there.
of like.
All we can do is hope that it wasn't one of the buildings I broke.
A TGID's day. Thank God it's Dome's Day.
So what is happening?
We're going to the town square, one, to meet Barney, and two, and more primarily, to try to make new IDs.
Yeah.
While this ID we have is still...
For the sake of the length of this episode, let's go to Barney first.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And we can address...
Do you promise the card will work after Barney?
Yes, the card will work. That is not a concern of mine. Just for the coherency of this episode existing.
So we're going to Barney's house.
Yeah.
Yes.
It does make sense that we're really procrastinating going to Barney.
Yeah, because we're like nervous.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the three of you walk into the library where you've been before, and you see the librarian, Jimbo, who Bon once tried to seduce.
I just kind of give her a little
tried.
wave.
I remember them succeeding.
Oh, succeeded. Good point.
Yeah,
I tried.
Yeah,
I just
give her a little wave, like it's more sheepish than normal.
She like blushes so hard, like just straight up turns red.
She can't see the sadness in my eyes, but like,
oh no.
I'm doing that aloof thing where I'm like staring past her. I just kind of gave her like a sub.
Yeah. She actually shouts at you and she says, President Barnabus III is actually waiting for the three of you in the back room, if you would head that way. And as you walk to the back of this large library, you see what is essentially like a conference room. It is open. There's windows. There's everything. So you're not like locking yourself into, you see at a table, Barnabus sitting on one side and a few chairs on the other side of the table. There are about 5 knights in the room, but they are like off to the sides. They're really just like, they don't have weapons drawn. They just have their shields like attached to their arm. They're really just there in case the three of you tried to escalate, as far as you could tell. Mm-hmm. And Barnabas says like, feel free to leave the door open if that makes you more comfortable. But I appreciate you showing up nonetheless.
What would leaving the door do?
Well, I just mean if it would make you more comfortable to not close the door. Like, you
don't
have
to the
feel
outside
like
that we're definitely around.
We're starting this off great.
Yes.
Bon, I feel like we talked about this ahead of time and promises were made.
I'm sorry. Look, Barney, I'm a few mimosas deep and I really don't like
He is a few
I
mimosas.
understand. I understand. I deserve this.
Speaking for the remainder of this meeting.
I was told I was told by my brothers that you had a desire to explain just all of it to us.
Yes, I think I owe you that. Well, let me start. I know that my word means nothing to the three of you, and why would it? I cannot express enough how truly unfortunate this situation is. I had no idea. I truly, and you know what? I'll drop it. I'm sorry. I'll drop it.
That would be best for
yes.
Just
no, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. Nervous energy, if you will.
I cast silent image, and that little bug that's been dancing for everybody just is on the table, punching his little fist into his hand.
He takes a look at the bug and like does the Studio Ghibli shiver. Mm-hmm. He says, yes, anyway, I feel like if anyone in this town, the three of you deserve the truth. Some 50 years ago, just before my time, during the presidency of my father, Barnabus Quincy II, Duradera existed not in the sky, but below, cloaked within the eternal sandstorm. However, we were shielded from the ravaging erosion by some unseen force. We did not know why, but we were protected. Until, that is, we discovered an artifact, an orb, something magical and radiant, and yet it seemed to possess a sort of organic quality. This orb was not made by man, but whatever it was, it kept the storm at bay. You see, my ancestors who first settled Duradera did so just above the soil that housed this artifact. They just did not know it. This orb we call the Congruence was found by my father and his team of researchers about 50 years ago. This rapidly expanded our city's growth and technological advancement. It is around this time that he and his team concocted the idea for Duradera, the city above the storm. And it is around this same time that your mothers escaped. You see, we could not let the rest of Yonder learn of the Congruence and its power. Such an artifact is practically an invitation sent to armies and raiders across Yonder. So we did everything in our power to stop the escape of your mothers. Obviously unsuccessfully. You see, we took down their ship, the Mobb Deep, but found no sign of their bodies. Just keeping the hip-hop themes going, I recently discovered Mobb Deep, and I've been listening to them a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But found no sign of their bodies. We had hoped that this is the last we'd see of them, but the story obviously does not end there. Blame cannot solely be placed on the crew of the Mobb Deep. They are not the only people to slip through our fingers over the years. In the early days of their escape, we sent out bounty hunters, who it turns out we would never see again. Fearing the repercussions of our secrets being revealed to Yonder, we utilized the power of the Congruence to construct these mechanical foot soldiers, some of them to be sent out to hunt down anyone bearing the mark of the lasting. All of this, however, would be in vain. Over the decades, we began to grow paranoid. Any day our walls could be breached by marauders searching for the orb of legend. That is where I come in. I suggested to my most trusted confidants, what if we left this planet in search of a new home? A life in fear is no life at all. So with the power of the Congruence, we prepared our city for interstellar travel, with much success, obviously. Unfortunately, as we recently learned, our fears were not completely unfounded. About a year ago, our city's walls were breached in secret by a trio of powerful casters. We do not know who they were or even how they got in, but they did, and they did the unthinkable. They stole our precious treasure. It has been 374 days since our greatest fear was realized. The construction had been completed, and we were nearly ready to go. It is then, however, that we realized our minds were too narrow. My perspective was clouded so that the horrifying thought of losing our dear treasure, I had not thought of its horrible power. What evils one could use such a thing's ability for. I shudder at the very thought.
I'm not going to lie. I caught about like half of that. Did you sleep with a librarian?
No, me?
Yes, you. I saw the winky eyes.
Oh, no, I just wait. What? No. That we were trying to get
that
information.
Wasn't just a wave she gave you.
This is great. This is great. I can ask him real quick. You got any forbidden books?
Is this a euphemism?
No, we burned
Karveth,
all.
did he teach a new euphemism?
You are just awful.
No, I hear you.
So no.
We
Pause
could
for a
not.
second,
We
Barney.
could not allow.
That's
our
why
people.
I was flirting with the librarian. I was trying to get forbidden books, but apparently this guy's just like chalking up the list of just.
Are you gonna sleep with Percy too?
What?
What is happening?
I didn't sleep with
you.
No, we didn't sleep with anyone. I just played a little.
Gareth is at home. Like I'm upset for him.
What are you talking about? I'm gay.
I thought so too.
Yeah, no, I just did a little. I
saw an old lady wink at you, and now I'm real confused. And I couldn't even pay attention.
Just because he's gay, it doesn't mean he's not sexy, Jeremy.
Thank you. I just played on the charms. I hiked my little panties up, and I put on my best straight man voice, and I said, "Hey, any forbidden books?" That's it. Okay, that's all it was.
You promise you didn't cheat on Gareth?
I like
Gareth.
Would I? Ew.
He is my favorite boyfriend to you so far, and I refuse to let you fuck this up.
Listen. I've only had one other boyfriend, and we don't talk about Stinky Steve back home.
We do not talk about him.
We don't talk about Stinky Steve.
So Barnabas raises a hand and says,
Anyway, so sorry.
No questions
Had a family,
about.
Yes.
Don't want to talk about
the flesh
that's
orb.
Fine.
The flesh orb that you found, that your city was like, that your people were like, oh, this is totally fine and normal for normal people to touch and use and do things with.
Did you say flesh orb?
I'm sorry. The consonant or whatever it was. It was taken into.
He points a finger of like, come here to one of his knights that brings a book over. And he opens it up and finds a drawing of this orb that he's been describing. And it is essentially like, it's almost a perfect sphere, but it's like it has ridges running around it. And it is drawn a light blue with deep blue in the middle, almost like emitting out light.
Like one of the Mega Man power pellets. I like it.
Kind of like that, but more crystalline.
But yeah, so the weird arcane, the arcane flesh orb, it was taken by powerful casters, you said. Did God, when Finn offboarded us, did she have anything in her report of a strange sound or 3 other individuals that she was told to avoid or not interact with? Like, did she say she saw more than just the 3 of us?
So the report, I'm trying to remember. So I
don't
said
think
this.
she saw.
No, she didn't know about them. We asked.
I don't think she
them.
saw them.
Okay.
Y'all did ask. I don't think she had seen them.
No.
Well, before we were, hijacked and taken off to space with Poppy Fuckbucks up here, we were actually being pursued by 3 powerful casters who had plans for the land you left behind.
I'm sure there are a lot of powerful casters in yonder. I'm sure this is a coincidence.
You are the most powerful and all-knowing being in this city, so I'm going to ask you, does the tide mean anything to you? And I mean truthfully.
Is that the name of this trio
Insight
you're talking
check.
about?
Yes.
Because
he's avoiding the question a little bit too much for my liking.
To be fair, the pause was me thinking about what to say.
That's a
but
fat
he did
goose
respond
egg.
later.
I got a natural one. I don't know if he's lying to me right now, and I'm pissed about it.
18.
18? He seems like he is unsure what the tide is.
Oh, okay.
At least by that nomenclature.
Yeah.
At the very least.
So, you've told us some shit.
Oh,
about,
I'm an idiot, and I've been wasting my stupid.
Where are we going? Because
I
we're
would
in
like
space
to
right now.
While he's saying that, I want to, in my hand, with silent image again, form the image of the trio of the 3 robed figures that we were fighting in the desert.
What does silent image
I can
lets
tell
you create like a hologram almost?
Yeah,
or?
it doesn't do. Yeah, I can tell you exactly what it does. It says create an image of an object, a creature, or of other visible phenomenon that is no larger than 15-foot cube. So I can actually make them their size.
Yeah, I can do a minor illusion in a 5-foot cube.
Mm-hmm. So really gas them up.
So
really
you
gas
do that.
Them up.
Yeah, you do that.
The almost spitting image of these 3 mages. Them.
Yeah. Barnabas kind of reels back in his chair and he kind of stares for a second between the 3 of them. And then he turns and looks at one of the knights beside him inquisitively, and The knight nods his head, and then Barnabas looks back at the three of you and says, "You mean to say that these three that I see before me, they're the three that are after you?"
That is indeed the truth, and by your companions here.
Well, then you failed already. It's a good thing you're here, actually, because with the power of the congruence, surely you would be dead in a month's time. So it's a good thing you're here. This is something to celebrate. Drinks.
No.
Bring drinks.
Hey, Barney.
Oh,
Barney.
I hate him so much.
You
Go ahead.
said no bullshit, so I need you to really, really think about the next few words that come out of your mouth. I know we're trapped in your big space bubble, but we can make it a real ruckus before we go.
Yes.
And you can decide how we go.
Okay.
What information do you or that robot have about them? Why is it so advantageous for us to be catapulted into space? The power they wield, they could teleport onto this deck. You said it yourself.
That is
yes.
That is pretty true. They can teleport.
There's no room for celebration. You're just pushing the dirt into the corner instead of throwing it in the trash.
I do have a question.
But in your case, you push the dirt in the corner.
The two of you as people, as players.
Oh.
And I don't mean to dissuade your thought. What reason do you have to believe that they can just teleport wherever?
They literally vanished in front of our eyes.
Yeah,
in the desert.
Guys,
when they vanished.
You guys are not understanding the scale of. We left the planet.
No,
Yeah,
I
no.
understand. I understand that. I'm just saying.
Also, they disappeared into the sandstorm. Like, you can only see so far in front of you, to be fair.
Here's my thought process, and Bond's thought. If they have this fucking ex machina ass orb of flesh and magic to do whatever their machinations are, and they stopped in the middle of whatever the fuck they were doing with this orb to try and kill 3 kids, you know what I mean? Like,
It's more...
We're a part of whatever they need to do to finish doing the orb thing. So even if we aren't on planet, we're still a factor.
That's not necessarily the case. They might have been after us to try to get to the orb.
Did we have the orb the whole time? Is the orb the map?
He said that these figures stole the orb around a year ago.
Yeah, he said they stole the orb. That's why.
Well, then they might have been after us just because they thought
a year
we were
ago
after
is
them.
before you started your adventure. We're probably a few months into the adventure since you left Mordell.
I think there is a grander connection here than we all can see. Like Kyle speaking, and I don't know that Bond knows that for certain, but I think it's not that big of a coincidental jump for him to make this idea that maybe these could be involved, especially after showing them that,
To be fair, presumably Percy would know.
He's spitting in the wind because we can't leave, so it's like, why not ask bold, crazy questions? See his reactions. Fair. We saw him and a robot react to that, so we're going down some sort of string,
I will say, I think that.
What is their involvement, and how can you be?
This whole thing sucks. I said I would cut the shit.
Yeah, how can you be?
I do not know who these 3 are, but if they have the power of the congruence, then you are lucky to be here with us.
If it is,
it's safe here. Is his point?
I understand. How safe? How can you be certain? If this is to be as powerful as it is, what is stopping them from using that power to expand beyond the Earth like you have? You said it yourself, the city was built off the back of this orb. And now this city is taking you to space. What's stopping them from, once they've drained the planet dry, to drifting into space and finding us maybe locked in orbit or something?
I think this is making a lot of assumptions about what they are after.
I just think
space is infinitely larger than our little planet.
Do you have a destination, so we're not staying within the orbit of the planet? We're leaving just aimlessly?
We are looking for... Well, if I'm being honest, I don't really know what we're looking for. We have the
and Bon
means
Bon quite literally does what I just did, just hand on forehead, eyes wide. We have the means
to sustain ourselves here in Duradera.
You are Bonnie. Hey, you're crazy. You're a crazy person.
I'm not crazy. I'm not going to say I'm not crazy.
Bon's just in the fetal position on the floor.
With the congruence, we would have been thriving in space. But
and so you went into space without it.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Without the congruence,
you left your wallet at home and you bought food.
It's going to be harder. But back home, now somebody else has it. We were in more danger of being there.
That is the shittiest. And you literally murdered our father.
I'm under a lot of pressure, okay?
That's the shittiest thing you've done.
Why didn't you leave sooner?
Yes. Why wait for us?
We had to work on this. We weren't wait for you.
It seemed
you showed up on our door by chance.
So you were just going to dangle our father in the street for everyone else that wasn't us and then blast off?
Once again, had no idea that was your father. I said that a bunch of times.
We do not need to go back on this topic. This is the worst topic to revisit.
You brought it up.
No. I'm not saying it's anyone's fault. I'm just saying no progress in this communication.
I am merely saying I am furious at this not even harebrained scheme, the lack of brain scheme. Build spaceship, go to space. Safe. There's a pause in between there. I don't know if you noticed where you just fully drop the ball and we're like, space.
We were not safe even
in your flying city. You felt you weren't safe.
Bon.
And clearly we weren't. Someone was able to break in and steal the congruence from us. The thing that could mean the end of all of us. I don't know. Clearly I was right.
Elandi's gonna speak up. Bon, he's right. I don't like that he's right, but he's right. What? He was wrong for what he did to our dad. But we're safe here. Bonnie, thank you for not killing us or imprisoning us yesterday.
I don't know why I would.
Fuck you. Absolutely. There will be no thank yous from me. What are you saying?
Please.
We're safe? We're safe in a box, flying through space.
Karveth,
we're safe.
Take Bon out. Please. Just take Bon out.
I don't need to be taken out. And he just walks out.
Oh shit.
Elandi's gonna turn to Bonnie. And he's gonna go, Bonnie, we'll fall in line. We'll do whatever we need to do.
Listen,
hold on. I have one
sounds
ask.
Like so much. I don't need anything from you.
I have one.
You're here.
Well, you
have to fall in line.
We'll stop causing trouble. I just need. I worked really hard to steal that ship the other day. And I know there's not much sky left for me to fly it. But literally since we got here, Kornoth has been begging for a flying vehicle. And as his older brother, all I care about is making sure my two brothers are safe and they're happy. And you got us. You got everybody. We're in space. There's nothing I can do about that. But if there is one thing, let us have the busted ship. God. The 138, I think, was its number. Would you just let us? I'll pick up a new hobby. I'll figure out, how to get it working again, and let me take my brother flying in a spaceship. Is that the right word?
He says, sure, I guess you can take it. I don't think if I read the report right this morning, I don't believe the ships work without the sort of electromagnetic field within the planet.
Well, presumably, I mean, this thing is flying. I feel like we could...
the city?
Yeah.
I guess you could probably figure something. Yeah, sure.
Listen, even if I fail, like, even if it's a busted flying ship, I got my brother a busted flying ship. That's not terrible.
I mean, I could get you like a floating skateboard.
No, that's not as cool.
What the fuck?
That's not as cool.
Okay.
Listen, we'll take care of it. We'll take care of it. Just do me this favor
that's fine.
and we're square.
I thought that you would have, I mean, maybe this is silly. I thought you'd have more questions about, like, I don't know, like your parents and like all the happenings.
And Bon comes back in the room. And another thing. What about our moms?
No,
but what about our moms though?
We need to piece
I'm not
apart
talking
this information.
to you. Bon literally yells that at you as angrily as possible. I am not talking to you. Do not speak to me. What happened with our moms? Why were they killed for wanting to leave? Besides talking about your flesh orb that got stolen anyway.
Killed? What are you saying? Did you mishear what I said? They escaped. Sorry, really quick. Was there a misinterpretation of what I said?
Yeah, at the beginning when we first had the visions and stuff, I thought they got shot down or something.
No, they got away.
Oh, they got shot down, but they walked away, remember?
Okay, never mind. My bad.
Yeah, the only reason our dad wasn't from here.
I will give a recap really quick.
That part
the vision you had, the three mothers, their birthmarks are in the same places as the three of yours. They were on essentially kind of like a pirate ship, and it was in the middle of a storm. It was all very blurry. You couldn't make anything out. They were like fighting a crash, fighting against some other sort of ship or something. You couldn't see that. They crashed, and then the three mothers went their separate ways. Or the three women. Now we're kind of, we're believing that those are your mothers. And then in the story that Barnabas told, after discovering the orb, that's around the same time your parents left Duradera. And we believe, because of the vision, that is around the time they escaped. And Barnabas said that they believed never to be seen again, that sort of thing.
I have two questions.
Go ahead.
Well, first question, are foster parents,
sure,
did either of them have like a mark? No.
Not as far as you know.
No? Okay. Second question I'll ask in character.
You've not seen your parents naked, I will say.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I mean, that's a given.
Wait, hold on.
You mean to tell me we were little kids and we had never seen our parents naked?
I
never walked in a room.
I need to stop this podcast really quick.
Yeah.
I've seen both of my parents naked many times.
So have I.
Describe to me the shape of your mother's nipples.
Just because I can doesn't mean
I don't think I need to. I was going to say, I don't think I need to, because that's a weird thing to do, but like, I could. I'm letting you know I could.
Yeah, like,
could you really? Did you like get a good
No, I'm
look?
not out here like
let's
that.
Pause the podcast.
No.
You see and you're like, okay,
no,
let's see.
I'm not saying,
We
no.
got birthmarks there.
No.
We got
hold on,
mole, we
Tyler,
got
Tyler.
Listen to me. Listen to me good.
I love you, boy. I think you're the odd man out here.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I was
I'm not out here. I'm not out here Googling my mom.
I would open the door and bother them while they were bathing, and I would see them naked.
I hear you.
Or you walking on your parents boning down dirty, and there's maybe not too much blanket, and you see your dad's ass or your mom's.
I have not had that one happen either. And like, I hear you. Like, same thing. I definitely, I know like the same thing for me, but like I don't remember.
Yeah,
you would.
I'm not saying it would be 100%. I'm not saying it'd be 100%, but I could give you.
Okay, either way, I'm saying no. You don't remember.
You would notice a swirl tattoo on their body, especially fucking Elandi.
I am saying no.
Okay.
So we've not bathed ever in our lives.
God.
Okay, back in it. Barnabas.
Anyway.
Barnabas, why? I do have a question. Why was our foster father here? What was he doing when you caught him?
As I said before, he essentially sacrificed himself to us to protect the people he was with.
People.
And who was he with?
Some group of... I don't know who it was. I mean, I would have to assume it has some sort of relation, but it could be literally anyone.
Did you get a number of people?
When did this happen?
Yes.
Around a year ago.
Okay.
Was this during your reign or before you? Also.
Wait.
I'm going to say this was during his reign. This was only a year ago.
Yeah.
A year ago, yeah.
Around the time that the orb was stolen?
Yeah, he definitely, yeah.
Our family is the Tide.
Oh, I called that.
Well, you could ask. He says there was 2 incidents of people showing up.
Okay.
If that is what your character would go to assume.
No, that wasn't where Bond's brain was.
There are 2 separate instances within the last year of people showing up.
Gotcha.
One was the orb being stolen.
Gotcha.
Another was a group of people showing up. I'm going to say 5 people, one of which was Dren.
Okay.
So
I'm going to write that down so I can remember.
5 people. One was Dren, so maybe the other was Faye.
And then our other 3 mothers?
Maybe. Our family found our family.
Our family found our family.
For some reason, because of something. Maybe there was a warning, these people got a Sky City, and they got mad. Or
this is all above.
Kyle talking to Matt and Jeremy. Yes, this is Kyle talking to Matt and Jeremy. This is my theory, right?
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, our real parents and our foster parents met up, and they were like, "Yo, holy shit, y'all look like our kids. Yo, no way, y'all look like our kids."
No, I think you're thinking about it the wrong way.
Yeah,
they were being chased.
Your mothers were human.
They were being chased by bounty hunters. The most responsible thing for mothers being chased by bounty hunters would be to leave them with someone they could trust.
Correct.
So they left them with the smugglers who got them out of the city to begin with.
Oh, shit.
And their trips were probably, sometimes at least, going to tell our moms about how we're growing up.
Yeah.
That at least seems the most
plausible
to me.
Okay, I like that.
And if Tyler likes it, he'll pretend like that's what the plan was all along.
Orb.
So okay, well, to that end, just to say, I'm just gonna go ahead and say, I guess things could change somewhat. I already know everything.
That
happened to your, everything that happened to your mothers, where they are now.
There's nothing. There's nothing you can do to convince me that Elandi didn't make you change
Tyler,
it to space.
The ground.
Damn. I mean, they are on Earth. I'm hoping.
But
no, they're not. They're on Yonder.
I am very willing to change some things if you guys hint at something that's better than I came up with. Mm-hmm. But I have,
Now, the Tide. We got a not so definitive answer that the Tide stole the orb, because the robot nodded, but Quincy, yeah.
No, I thought he did.
Yeah, he confirmed the Tide took it.
Okay, yeah. So we know Tide.
Yeah, the people that you showed.
Yeah,
him,
we know the Tide took the thing. He's like, good. Do you think he knows what they're doing with it?
No, he has no idea. He doesn't care.
Not.
He's obsessed.
He didn't even recognize the name the Tide. To be fair,
he's obsessed with his city. He has fucking 27 statues of himself in the city. He just wants to protect the city. And he doesn't give a shit about abandoning the rest of Yonder.
Worst case scenario, right? We're stuck on the orb in space. We can't figure out how to get back to Earth. You guys, the 2 of you, do you not think that these already fucking swole as fuck, yoked as shit wizards with a now steroid orb of magical craziness wouldn't be able to fuck shit up and pinpoint where we are if we're a part of their machinations?
Barnabus is just kind of listening to the 3 of you talk at this point.
Wait, were we saying all this in character? I thought we were just fucking shooting.
A lot of, not all of this, but y'all have kind of talks amongst yourselves a lot of this conversation.
Okay.
And he says, I I should reiterate, I feel like it got lost in the shuffle. I feel like, maybe I forgot. Earlier, yesterday, whenever I was trying to, repent for what I've done, I did say, like, do the three of you want to know your mother's names? Or is that not a huge deal? Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how does that rank in importance to the three of you?
Crying real life tears over a nerd game.